Today we're on notes page 33 in your binder, and we're talking about modeling equations. Now, when we talk about modeling equations, all we're talking about is drawing a picture of a math problem. That's all modeling means. And we're going to talk about how to do that for 1- and 2-step equations. So if we look at the first one, it says, what is the solution to the following model? Because it says, what is the solution? We actually need to solve the problem. So when we look at this, we're going to compare what we're given to what it has in the key. So we have one bar, so that means an x. And then the solid ones are positive ones. So positive 1, positive 2, positive 3. So plus 3. The line in the middle is always going to be an equal to. And then we have some negatives. We have -1 and -2. Now, that's how it would be if we were just to be able to interpret the model, but it's asking us what is the solution, so we actually need to solve it. So I'm going to come over here to solve it. So I have x plus 3 is equal to -2. Remember, you remove the constant first. The constant in this case is the 3, so it's a positive 3, so I'm going to subtract 3 to do the inverse. Cancels there, so I'm left with x is equal to -5, and that would be the solution to that problem. The other way you could do it is you could look at it by the picture. I have 3 positives, so I'm going to add in 3 negatives. 1, 2, 3 negatives. They're opposites, so they all cancel, and I have to add 3 more negatives to this side. So I actually end up with x is equal to -5. So you could look at it that way too. Same thing is being asked in number 2. What is the solution to the following model? You try this one by yourself. See if you can figure it out. Figure out what the solution is. And when you're ready, unpause the video and we'll go over it together. Alright, so let's go over this one together. I have a bar, which means an x. These are negatives, so I have -1, -2, -3, so -3 on this side, an equal sign. And then I have -1, -2, -3, -4, -5 on that side. Now I need to solve it. X minus 3 is equal to -5. Get rid of the constant. It is a -3. The opposite of -3 or -3, they mean the same thing, is +3 to both sides. So I'm left with x is equal to, and -5 plus 3 gives me -2. So your solution should have been -2. We can also look at it from using the blocks. So I have 3 negatives here. I'm going to match them up with 3 positives. When I do that, a positive and a negative cancel, cancel, cancel. 3 more positives on this side, because what I do to one side I must do to the other. So 1, 2, 3. Cancel, cancel, cancel. So I'm left with 2 negatives on that side. Alright. In number 3, it's just asking us to model the equation. So we need to draw the picture. So we have an x, so we need to draw the bar for the x. Bar. Then we have -2. Well, the negatives are empty squares, so I have 1, 2. And then I have my equal sign, which is on the bar. And then I have +6, so I need to draw 6 colored in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? And it doesn't ask us for the solution, we just needed to model it. So we're done there. Looking at the next few questions, I want you to model those on your own, and when you're ready, unpause the video and you can see the answer. So pause the video, do 4, 5, and 6, and when you're ready, unpause the video. Okay, and here are the answers to those 4 problems. You don't have to have your squares laid out exactly as mine, as long as there's 4 positives and 7 positives, 10 negatives and 12 positives. They don't have to be laid out in the same kind of pattern that mine are. As long as they're all over there, that's fine. Okay? Now let's look at the next page where we're modeling two-step equations. So, the first one says, what is the solution to the following model? It's asking for the solution, so we need to give an answer. Okay? So let's interpret the model first. I have 2 x bars, so I'm going to write 2 x's. 2 x bars. Then I have -1, -2, -3, so -3 is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 positives. There's my translation of what it looks like. But it's asking for the solution, so I actually need to solve it. So I'm going to come over here. 2x minus 3 is equal to 7. Remember, you need to remove your constant first. The constant in this case is -3. So I'm going to add 3 to both sides. It cancels on the first side. I'm left with 2x is equal to 7 plus 3 gives us 10. Now I remove the number that is stuck with the letter. Well, it's stuck by multiplication. I need to do division to make it go away. Divide by 2 on both sides. So I'm left with x is equal to 5. Alright. And I could do the same kind of thing if I wanted to look at it on the model. So I have 3 negatives here I need to get rid of, so I'm going to cancel them with positives. 1, 2, 3 positives, so they cancel, and so I'm left 1, 2, 3. And I give 3 positives to this side. 1, 2, 3. So now I have 7 plus 3 more positives gives me 10 positives. And then I need to break it up into the 2 groups, so 10 divided by 2 groups does give me 5. So each x bar is equal to 5. So that's how you would solve it using the picture if you wanted to use the picture. But using the math is just fine too. So I want you to try number 2 by yourself. When you're ready, unpause the video and we'll go over it together. Alright, let's look at number 2 together. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 x bars, so 4x. Then we have 2 negatives, minus 2, is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 positives. So there's our problem interpreted. Now let's come over here to solve it. 4x minus 2 is equal to 10 because it's asking for a solution. That's why we need to solve. Draw the line down the middle. Get rid of your constant first. Constant is the number by itself. So I have -2. The opposite of -2 is +2. So I have 4x is equal to 10 plus 2 gives me 12. Then I get rid of the number that's stuck with the variable. Well, the 4 is stuck by multiplication, so I need to do division. Divide by 4 on both sides. And I'm left with x is equal to 3. Now, if you wanted to solve it using the model, that's fine too. I need to cancel out my 2 negatives with 2 positives. Cancel, cancel. So I have to give 2 positives to this side. When I do that, I'm left with 12 positives. And I need to divide them up into my 4 x's. So 12 divided by 4 x's does give you 3. So each x bar would equal 3 little blocks. Alright, and let's look into number 3 together. It just wants us to model the equation, so we just need to draw the picture. So we have 2x, so we're going to draw 2 x bars. Then I have -4 or -4, so I have 4 negatives, so there are 4 open boxes. And then I have equals +16. So I'm going to draw 16 positives. that's all you would need to draw, because it's just asking you to model the equation. Just make sure that you're careful with your positives and your negatives. So I want you to do number 4 and number 5 by yourself. When you're ready, unpause the video and we'll check your work together. Alright, and there's your answers to number 4 and number 5. Just make sure you're careful that you use the correct positives and negatives where you needed to write them in. Okay, so your job is to finish the rest of the activities that are posted on the Promethean board in class.